Shout with joy to God all the earth.
Sing to the glory of his name.
Offer him glory and praise.
Sing to the glory of his
Sing
name.
to the
Sing to the
glory.
glory of his name.
Sing to the
Sing to the glory of his name.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Devoratorium. My name is Darnay DeVore, and I'm going to be your host. On today's episode, errors in relationships. Do you even like each other? We're continuing on with our series about relationships. Do you even like each other? Now, did you know that if you want to pursue a relationship with someone, you have to, bare minimum, you have to like each other? Now, so many of us jump to the love that we forget the like portion of our relationship. When we do that, the love no longer has any foundation for it to stand on. Okay? Now, many of you may still be confused. Like, what do you mean? Love? Like? What's the difference? I'm going to tell you a story. Girl I dated some years ago. Okay? We met through a mutual acquaintance. I saw a photo of her. She saw a photo of me. We liked what we saw. So we finally met up personally. And the first time I saw her, it was like watching someone walk off of a commercial shoot. Okay. The girl was just amazingly pretty. All right. She had her makeup was immaculate. Her hair was perfect. The clothing she was wearing, it was designer this, designer that. She pulled up in this late model car. It was just an amazing scene. Okay. Straight out of a movie or something. Me, on the other hand, I had my jeans, my t-shirt, and my sunglasses, and that was it. That was all. Okay. But we met and we hit it off. She's a nice girl. I thought, okay, maybe we can pursue something here. Great. As we started to get to know each other, we started realizing that there were things about each other that didn't go too well between us. Okay. There were things that she was concerned about that I wasn't, and vice versa. But I'm going to list three issues that she had with me, and three issues that I in turn ended up having with her. Number one, my clothing. Now, the day we met, everything was fine. My clothing was just fine. My jeans were clean. My t-shirt was clean. Everything was fine. But she lived in a world where everything was about appearance. Okay. She never left the house unless she was wearing, all total, between the clothing items and the accessories, jewelry or what have you, all total, she wouldn't leave the house unless she was wearing close to about $1,000. Okay. In clothing and accessories. Me, on the other hand, my jeans that I was wearing may have been $35 unless they were on sale and I got them for $25. My t-shirt was maybe $15. The glasses I was wearing, the sunglasses, I know they were about $12 to $15 too. So I was wearing less than $50 worth of stuff the day we met. But that was my norm. That was my everyday gear. Okay. I don't tend to buy things I can't afford to impress people that I don't know. But for her, that was her world. That was normal for her. Okay. So whenever we had an opportunity to leave the house to go out and spend some time out, she'd look me up and down and say, not like that. And then she'd start buying me things to wear and, designer this, designer that. And I told her, I said, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do any of this stuff. We're good. So in her mind, if we're going out together, we're going to represent each other. So if she's dressed to the nine, if she is dressed in the latest designer this and that, I've got to be as well. And I didn't agree. But this was a real problem for her. And it became a problem for me that here I am and I'm with someone who is, I started realizing, a bit superficial. Problem number two was my laid back personality. We're driving down the road one night. She and I, we're just talking, hanging out, driving along, and a car pulls up next to us. A couple of guys are in there and they're checking her out. Because again, she's that pretty. She's that girl that walks into a room and all heads turn. That's the kind of pretty she is. And she's dressed in a way that gets attention as well. So by this time, I'm used to it. But she notices that these guys are looking at her. I don't even see it anymore because I'm just focused on she and I and our conversation. So she actually stops me and she says, did you see those guys? I said, no, what guys? What are you talking about? And she points to the car outside across from us. I said, no, what's going on? Well, they're looking at me. Okay. And she continues and she's looking at me wondering what's wrong with me. But she said that, no, that's disrespectful. That is disrespectful. I'm your lady and they're looking at me, so you need to handle your business. And I'm thinking, handle my business? I'm still not putting two and two together until I finally start realizing, oh, she wants to pull over and for me to go out and confront those guys. And if it turns into a fight, oh well. That's not me. That's never been me, never going to be me. Now, mind you, in my mind, if some guy puts his hand on my lady, okay, that crosses my line. Or if some guy gets in the face of my lady, that crosses my line too. But some guy who just appreciates the beauty of my lady, that's okay. I'm okay with that. First and foremost, I'm a Christian. And as Christians, we're not called to drag someone out of their car and beat them up because they're looking at who we're with. That's not what we do. Another issue with this is, who's to say that I won't get arrested for assault? And then even another issue is, what if they've got a gun? Now I might get shot just because they were looking at you. No, I decided, no, we're going to just keep on going and we're going to enjoy our night. Well, we couldn't enjoy our night because now she's upset with me. How dare I? I don't even stand up for her. And our night went from, yay, we're having a great time and spending time together, to this fight that we were having because I didn't get out the car and beat these gentlemen up. That was number 2. So her problem was my laid back personality. My problem was her confrontive or combative personality. If anyone disrespects you, you automatically have to go out and fight them. The third issue is, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't even curse. Never have, never will. These are things that I just don't do, and I've never done them, and I will not ever do them. Well, that's something that she enjoyed doing. Not during the week. During the week, she was in serious work mode. But on the weekends, she liked getting drunk and getting a little high. And so because I don't do that, that became an issue because she likes doing that with the person she's dating. Because I don't do that, we ended up spending time apart. I said, if that's what you want to do, enjoy that with the friends who enjoy that with you. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to do what I enjoy. And when you're all done partying, then we'll connect again and spend some time together. Because there's nothing worse than trying to spend time with someone who is drunk and or high or both. That became an issue because she wanted a boyfriend to do it with her. I wanted a girlfriend who didn't need to do those things, who would rather just enjoy our time together. So the issue she had with me became an issue I had with her as well. Now, you might think these 3 things, maybe they're no big deal to you, but it became a big deal to me moving forwards because here we are. The more we get to know each other, the more we find things we don't like about each other, yet and still, we're falling in love. Don't you see? Our love has no foundation. We're falling in love with people that we don't even like. Okay? If I could change those things about her, I would have. If she could change those things about me, she would have. But what can you do once you're in that relationship? Needless to say, the relationship did not work out, but it really perplexed me. How is it that we're together and we don't even like each other, yet we're feeling like we're falling in love? Folks, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. These are just 3 things in maybe the month that we spent dating each other. What if that month was 6 months, 10 months, a year, 10 years? How many more things will we find out about each other that we don't like? But by then, the love is there and we feel like we're what? We feel like we're stuck. We're stuck because we've invested all this time into someone that we've never liked to begin with. The best analogy I can think of is ice cream. A big bowl of chocolate ice cream. Let's say that's your favorite dessert, a big bowl of chocolate ice cream. Well, there is no chocolate ice cream right now. There's only a big bowl of vanilla ice cream. Well, you want chocolate. So what do? You take that bowl of vanilla ice cream and you inject it with chocolate flavoring. You cover it with chocolate sauce, and then you stir it up real good, and then you taste it to see if it tastes like the chocolate that you want. And you realize, no, it still does not taste like chocolate. So you get frustrated and you put more into it, more chocolate flavoring, and it becomes a task, a chore. Okay? Finally, you give up and say, forget it. I don't want this anyway. Well, what have you done? You've just ruined a perfectly good bowl of vanilla ice cream because it's what you wanted. The point is, rather than take something you don't want, wait. Leave what you don't want. That big bowl of vanilla ice cream is perfect for the person looking for a big bowl of vanilla ice cream. You don't have to ruin it because you want something else. Leave it and wait for your bowl of chocolate ice cream. But a lot of us can't wait. We want it now. So we'll take what's there and we'll start making it into what we want it to be. Guys, we do that a lot too. We see that girl that's beyond beautiful, and we just think to ourselves, she's going to make a good wife, a good mother. She's going to be a good friend. She's going to be faithful. She's going to be a great, great companion in life. But we get together with her and then we start realizing, wait a minute, she's not all these things I thought she was. Well, guess what? She never told you she was all those things. We unfairly put our ideas on her lap and expected her to live up to what we wanted. And that may have never been her personality to begin with. Okay? I've seen that happen more often than not. I've done that myself. We create these fantasies and put it on them and expect them to support what we believe or who we believe that they really are. It doesn't work that way. That's where getting to know them comes in. That's where learning who they are and being honest about it. I've had girlfriends who tried to stop cursing, stop drinking, and stop smoking just for me because they were trying to become what they believed I wanted. And I started telling them up front, don't become like me. I want to know who you are, because that's the only way we're going to honestly see if we're even compatible, by being honest with ourselves and being honest with each other. If we're not compatible, that's okay. We don't have to waste our time trying to force ourselves to be compatible. We don't have to waste our time trying to make the chocolate ice cream into vanilla or the vanilla ice cream into chocolate. No, we'll just wait for something that's more compatible with who we are. My favorite love story, I think, is the first love story, and that's the love story of Adam and Eve. We find that in Genesis 2:23 through 25. Eve has just been created out of the rib of Adam. Let's find out what happened. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. You see what's going on here? Adam met Eve for the first time, called her woman. He met his wife for the first time, and he broke out into poetry. Okay? They were both naked, unashamed, but he broke out into poetry about how amazing this experience was. And that's exactly what it is to meet the one for you, the one who is most compatible with you. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do you mean compatible? There were no other women. So this was Adam's only option. And yes, there were no other men, so this was Eve's only option. I get it. I so get it. But I want you to think of it like this. When you meet the one, your chocolate bowl of ice cream, your bowl of chocolate ice cream, or your bowl of vanilla ice cream, whichever you prefer, when you meet the one, everything else kind of disappears, okay? And there are no more options for you because you have everything you want in that bowl of ice cream. You don't have to change them. You don't have to change anything about them. This was my fear moving forwards with other girls that I would meet, is that maybe they won't like my clothes because I don't wear a lot of designer clothes. Like I said, I don't have the money and I don't want to spend the money for clothes I don't like to impress people that I don't know, period. So maybe that would be a problem for other girls. Or maybe other girls would prefer that I be that macho man that walks into a room and all eyes are on me and I'm in control. All right. Or maybe women would want me to smoke and drink, to be more like their comfort zone would demand me to be. That was a real fear for me. But my wife, when I met my wife, she actually enjoyed these things about me. She respected them. Okay. All she did has been to enhance who I already was and make me better than I was before. That was my Eve. That is what completes me. Adam is giving a somewhat of a prophecy in this verse, saying that a man will leave his father and mother and become united to his wife. Okay, that's the power of a good woman, is that a man will leave his family and be united to that woman in a heartbeat. The right man will. Okay, let me clarify that. The right man will. But a relationship like this starts with liking each other. Do you like the person you're with? My wife liked me. I liked her. So we had a good foundation to build our love on. And we've been building it ever since. So consider these things. Take a step back if you need to and learn some things about who you're with or who you're looking at being with. Learn if you like them or not. See who they are with you and who they are without you. All right. If you're already in a relationship, now you're going to have to work backwards and find reasons why you like the person. A good way to do it is just start with a set of three. 3 things you like about the person that you're with. 3 things the things that you like about them so much, no one else shares those things. So if the person that you're interested in likes to clean the house, great. Can you deal with the clean house? Okay, fantastic. But if the person is a cleaning Nazi, can you deal with an OCD cleaning Nazi? Someone who cannot stand even a shred of a hair on the floor or anything to be out of place. Can you deal with that? Can you like someone like that? You can love them, but can you like someone like that? Or can you like someone who's messy? I can't, but maybe you can. That's okay. That's your bowl of ice cream. Liking someone who's just messy all the time. You've got to learn to like these things if you want a future with that person. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Stay tuned for the next video.